Happy Death Day to You is the sequel to 2017's Happy Death Day. I actually reviewed this film back in 2017. Really liked it. Had a couple problems with it in terms of the ending and the PG-13 oriented stuff, but it was actually a really good film. Had a lot of good character development. Really liked it. And when I heard that they were making a sequel, I was excited. For some reason. I don't know why. So basically what this sequel is about is we find Tree. She is somehow back in this loop where she's reliving the same day over and over and over again, causes a lot of frustration, but she starts to realize that there are some little things that are different about her reliving this certain day, which brings the idea that she's in a multiverse situation, where basically she's found herself in a new scenario. There's the same babyface killer, but it's a different culprit, and she has to figure out what's going on and how to return back to her original universe, which I really enjoyed about this film. This film is actually more of a sci-fi film than it is a slasher. The first one was just a slasher with that Groundhog Day element, and as you watched the first one, you started to realize that this was more of a college comedy, which I thought was actually pretty decently funny and very harmless, really. I thought it was a pretty good movie in terms of also character development, and that's one of the things that I liked about the second one as well, was we see that she has this ultimatum where if she wants to stay in this universe that she's found herself in, or if she wants to go back because she's in this relationship with Carter. And I like the character Carter as well. Carter's back in this. A lot of people are back in this as well. The cast is great. The roommate is also back in this. In the first one, he was just kind of there for comedy, but he actually plays an integral role into this situation of why she's in this loop. He plays a part in the plot, which I really enjoyed, actually. I liked how he wasn't just a character in there for comedy. He's actually a main reason why this is happening to her. And I just liked how this movie added on to this universe. And it wasn't just trying to be a slasher film. It was also trying to be a sci-fi film, which I really enjoyed the idea of. There are slasher scenes in this film, but there's definitely a lot less, which is kind of the negative I want to get into. It's not really a negative, honestly, but it's just a negative I foresee a lot of people realizing as they watch this, is there are definitely a lot less slasher scenes in this. The movie is really trying to be a sci-fi college comedy, really, which I have no problem with whatsoever. I actually really thought that this was funny, especially the portions where she realizes that this is the same day that she's reliving again, and the frustration that comes into play, and just like the idea that she just doesn't care anymore and she wants to get out of this situation. I really like that. And when she starts to notice these minor changes in this universe, it plays forth into the comedy as well. And I'm just glad that this wasn't a moneymaker. Obviously it is. The first one made a significant amount of money, so they made the second one to make that same amount. But at the same time, they're also trying to add forth like more content in this universe. And I just really appreciated that this wasn't just a meaningless sequel. This was something that was trying to bring forth something different. It wasn't just trying to be a slasher. It was trying to be creative. It was trying to be this sci-fi almost homage to Back to the Future, which I really liked as well. I also liked in this film how she finds creative ways to kill herself to reset the day, because that's something that I think any audience member would do if they realized that they could just start over by killing themselves. They would find creative ways to kill themselves. They would jump out of a plane, and she does things that most people would most likely do in a situation like this, and it brings a lot of comedy forth. So I just really like that as well. So yeah, I just really like this film. I liked it as much as the first one. If you like the first one, you're definitely gonna like the second one. I think the comedy's there. There's definitely character development like the first one. She has this ultimatum to make. The side characters have more to do. It's trying to also be a sci-fi film. Main thing that I know a lot of people are probably not going to like is the idea that there's not a whole lot of slasher scenes in this, which, like I said, I don't really have a problem with whatsoever. I like how this film was trying to be something different. And one thing I'd like to acknowledge that I said in my first review, this film is PG-13. That's one of the negatives that I said about the first one, was I felt as though it could have been better if it was rated R. It could have showcased how this girl died in bloody ways. But at the same time, I much prefer a film that brings forth a story and character development than just being a teen slasher film. And that's one of the things that I appreciate about the second one, was it was trying to bring forth more character development and things for the characters to do, which at the end of the day, I much prefer. So props to you, movie, for making me somewhat care. So yes, guys, that was my review to Happy Death Day to you. Comment down below what you guys thought of this film, like this video, share it, and please subscribe to Pixel Talk if you haven't yet for more movie reviews, trailer reactions, and gaming content. Thank you guys so much. I am Corbin Stuckey, and this is Pixel Talk. Oh, and if you want to check out my review to the first one, it's right there. Yeah. Thanks, guys.